2012 was a year that mercantile traders will probably want to forget, but what about 2013? With us is Edward Leung, the Director of Research for HKTDC. And Edward, let's look at this opportunities that they're going to be in 2013. What is your outlook for next year?
We forecast that in the year of 2013 that the total value of Hong Kong export will increase by 4%, and in volume terms it will increase by 1%.
So that appears to be a rather, should we say, low expectation. Why is that?
According to our surveys, the export confidence of our exporters across different industries remain rather weak. We expected that the global economy, particularly in the major market, will only recover slowly.
So would you expect traders to have lower demand but higher costs in 2013?
Of course, we expected the global economy will only grow at a slightly higher rate next year than this year. On the other hand, we can see that the production costs, particularly the labor costs in the mainland, will continue to rise. And other costs of production in Asian developing economy will continue to increase as well. So we are expecting a weak demand with a higher cost.
So looking at developed markets, would you expect the United States to be more attractive in 2013 than in 2012?
Yes. The US elections are over. We expected the fiscal cliff will eventually be resolved. More important, the economic fundamentals of US remain rather strong, and we expected the US economy will grow stronger over the longer term.
And then what's your rating for the European Union and Japan?
Unfortunately, we foresee that there's a high possibility of the recurrence of Eurozone debt crisis. It is rather difficult for the Eurozone country to reach a consensus for a long-term solution. And on Japan, the situation is also rather troublesome. We do not see that there is any great efforts in revitalizing its competitiveness.
So Edward, which markets would you pick out in the developing world? Would you see China, for example, being number one?
Of course, the Chinese mainland will be the number one market. Now the Chinese economy is the second largest economy in the world. It is continuing to grow rather strongly, and it is bottoming out. And in addition to China, we expected that in other Asian economies, particularly developing Asia, will also offer good potential for our exporters. For example, Indonesia, India.
And your outlook for the Middle East and Africa, and of course Latin America?
Despite the troubles in Africa and the Middle East, for example, Dubai will remain the trading hub for the region. Capitals and trade still go through Dubai, and then we see that Dubai is playing an important role for our trade in the region. In Latin America, particularly Mexico, will benefit from the recovery of the United States.
Now, turning to the manufacturing sectors, of course, electronics is the big one for Hong Kong, and I think smartphones was really very prominent in 2012. What about 2013?
You're right. Electronic products account for over half of Hong Kong's export. In the past as well as in the future, we have seen that the mobile device is a major driver of our export growth, and we expect that trend will continue in next year. What difference is that? We do see that in the next year, those smartphone and mobile devices of affordable price targeting at the mass market in China or India may offer good potential for great growth.
And what other sectors would you pick out for next year?
Baby products. Though the birth rate in many developed countries, the birth rate are rather low, but people are putting more money for raising a child, and also in the supermarket, when the people get aged, they have different consumption and different goods they need. Or in addition to that, rich people are not much affected by the economic downturn, so that the expensive watches and jewelry, they are still being bought by the rich. This is the situation of the market.
There have been about 5 years of uncertainty in the world economy. What's your tip for Hong Kong traders looking forward?
The economic gravity is shifting from the West to Asia. Particularly China offers good potentials for manufacturers and exporters. I would encourage everyone should try their best to develop domestic sales in China. On the other hand, we have to walk beyond the zone of comfort. We have to look at the new market, even for Africa, may offer us long-term potential. In addition to that, I think for those capable manufacturers, they have to put more resources for brand development, because that is a long-term strategy for prosperity.